Hello everyone and welcome to Nervous Nessie. Today I wanted to share with you how you waste your time whenever you go on vacation. Now a lot of these you may not think about, but whenever you go on vacation, there are certain things that you may do that it's just eating into your vacation time. So I wanted to talk about these items and bring them to your attention. That way you are getting the most out of your trip. The number one way that you waste time whenever you go on vacation is not planning ahead of time. Now, whenever I plan a trip, I like to have a tentative idea of what I'm going to be doing each day of the trip. I don't have an itinerary where, 8 o'clock we do this, at 12 we do this, and, that just makes the whole trip not fun. It's not spontaneous and it's stressful because you're trying to stick to a schedule. You don't have to plan to that degree. But you also don't want to just not plan, because then you get to your destination and you're like, what are we gonna do? And you're wasting time scrolling on your phone trying to research where you're gonna go eat or what you're gonna go do. So you want to plan ahead of time and have a general broad idea of what you're going to be doing each day. And while you're planning ahead of time, also come up with plans for bad weather days. If you're going to a place where maybe it rains or it snows, then you want to have alternative plans ready to go. If you're going to a place where you're going to be out exploring, you're out in the elements, but then it rains, what are you going to do? Are you going to still be out in the elements? And if so, you want to be able to pack any kind of rain gear or snow gear to where you can be comfortable in the elements. Or are you going to come up with a totally different plan for that day? You don't want to just be stuck in a room and wishing you could go outside, or you had something else to do, but you're just sitting there staring at the wall. And this brings me to my next tip, which is essentially hemming and hawing and being indecisive. I see so many times where people are like, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? That's so annoying. Have ideas ready to go. This is for things to do as well as places to eat. How many times, especially if you're in a relationship, your significant other is like, I don't know what I want to eat. Well, I don't know what I want to eat. And then you're wasting time trying to decide, or again, on your phone, scrolling and trying to research something. Have all of these items planned ahead of time. Make a list of 5 to 10 restaurants in the destination city and say, here's some of them we haven't been to, which sounds good for you today. Same thing goes for things to do. Have a list of things to do and then pick off the list. Don't go in blind and don't sit and waste time trying to decide. The next thing that you may be doing that you are wasting time on your vacation is sleeping in. I love sleeping whenever I can sleep, and if I can sleep in, it is a wonderful day. But sleeping in on your vacation may be the best way to waste time. If you're on a vacation where maybe you're at the beach and it is purely relaxation and you're not out exploring, sleeping in may be wonderful. But keep in mind, you could sleep in at home and in your own bed where you're comfortable. So why would you pay money for a hotel or somewhere to stay and sleep in their bed? Also, if you're in a destination city that has tons of stuff to do, by sleeping in, you could be missing out on a lot. A lot of big cities are hustling and bustling early in the morning, and sometimes by getting to places early, you get in and out quicker. Maybe it's a museum. If you're there at the doors when they open, you can get in and out of the museum versus going later in the day and having to fight through the crowds. So don't sleep in. And if you're going to sleep in, maybe just pick one day to sleep in. Speaking of hotels and lodging, one way that you may be wasting your time is commuting between where you're staying and the destination. A lot of times people want to find the best deals on the hotels or Airbnbs or whatever that they are staying in. And a lot of times the cheapest deals are outside of the city center. Maybe it's a neighboring town or a community that's a little further away from the city center. But think about it this way. You could be saving money by finding a cheaper place, but then that cost saving is offset by having to drive into the city center, having to pay for parking in the city center, and wasting the time commuting back and forth. Instead, just stay in the city center and spend a little bit more money. And a lot of times the hotels in the city center have parking included. All you have to do is get up and walk outside your hotel and you're ready to go. The next way that you may be wasting time on your vacation is waiting. Waiting in lines. It is the death sentence of a vacation. Nothing is worse than you wanting to get somewhere and you're waiting in lines. Why? I just want to enjoy my vacation. Avoid waiting in lines. This could be waiting in lines to take the perfect picture. Maybe there's some kind of a statue or something, that you want to get the perfect picture, and you're having to wait on everyone else to get their pictures first. Instead, maybe go online and see when it's less busy and come back at a different time. Or just skip the picture altogether. How much do you really want that picture versus you could be doing so much more on your trip? Same thing goes for waiting in line to buy tickets to things. Maybe it's a museum or an art exhibit or a concert or something that you're wanting to do while you're on your trip and you need to purchase tickets for it. Don't get there and stand in line waiting to buy tickets. Purchase your tickets ahead of time. That way there is zero wait time to get in. The next two things that will waste time on your vacation is doing things that you can do at home and eating things that you can eat at home. So let's talk about doing things you can do at home. If it's something that you can do at home, why waste your time doing it on vacation? Maybe it's going to a movie, or maybe it's going to the local mall to go shopping. Most malls are pretty much the same. They may have some different stores, and if there's a specific store that you don't have in your hometown, I understand why you'd want to go to that store, but why waste your time doing something in a city with a vacation that you can do at home? Same thing goes for eating. Don't eat the same thing that you eat every single day at home while you're on vacation. Think of like chains. If you keep going to McDonald's, then it's not that different. Unless you're in another country and the other McDonald's has different items. I could understand that. But you don't want to keep going to the same places that you go all the time. Get out and explore the city. There's tons of local options that you can choose from. So don't waste your time going and doing the same things or eating the same things that you already do. This next item you may or may not want to do, but I personally would not do it, and that is staying on a tour too long. This could be a paid tour or a free tour. Now, I know you're thinking, if I paid for this tour, why wouldn't I stay on it? Generally, most of your tours start out with the biggest, most popular tourist attraction item to begin with. And then it slowly tapers off to the less interesting things to fill time. You don't want to sit on the tour and watch all these less interesting things when you're kind of like, I really didn't need to see this person's house or this random item on the side of the road. I really don't care. So if you don't care about it, leave the tour. This is why a lot of times I try to avoid doing the tours, especially the tours where they end up picking you up and taking you to the destination. Now, there are some tours that are worth it. When I went to Alaska and I did the Arctic Circle tour, I was on a huge bus with other people and we drove up there and drove back. But it was interesting the entire time. We were able to get out and walk around, see a lot of things, and they had educational stuff during transit. But if it's something that you think, okay, there's only a couple of things on this tour that I want to see, and this tour is going to last me 6 hours, would it be better for you to maybe rent a car or get out and walk and do the tour yourself versus paying for a tour that you're kind of stuck in? The next thing that you may be doing that is wasting time on your vacation is bouncing from souvenir shop to souvenir shop. In a lot of big cities, if there is a touristy area, they have a lot of souvenir shops, and a lot of them are the same things over and over again. So why would you go into one, look at all the stuff, leave, go to another one, and look at the exact same stuff? The prices may be a little different from one to the other, but is it really worth your time? Just go to one shop, buy what you want, and leave and move on with your trip. The exception to this is sometimes if you go slightly off of the touristy area, you might find some souvenir shops that are cheaper. This is especially true for Hollywood Boulevard. If you are at Hollywood and Highland, which is where the Dolby Theater is, the Chinese Theater, the Oscars are there, tons of movie premieres are in that little area, every other place is a souvenir shop. And they all kind of have the same stuff. And they're all really expensive. I'm talking $15 for a magnet expensive. However, if you walk a little bit off of Hollywood Boulevard and you're going towards Hollywood and Vine instead of Hollywood and Highland, about a block or two away are other souvenir shops and the prices drop dramatically. We're talking like t-shirts that are 3 for $10, buy one, get one free offers. Now, in those shops, they don't have as big of a selection of souvenirs. But if you are looking for just something quick and cheap to get, just go to those stores that are a little off the beaten path instead of bouncing from store to store in the center of the destination. In this last item that could be wasting time on your trip, I know that a lot of you are going to have comments on this one because a lot of you have suggested doing this on a trip, but it's all about what's important to you for your trip. Is it a matter of convenience and time, or is it money? Whatever is important to you. And that is doing your laundry while you're on vacation. If you're at a place, maybe it's a resort, and they have a washer and dryer in the room and you're going to the beach or going to the mountains and you're getting a lot of clothes dirty, especially if you have a family that has a lot of kids, it makes sense to just do a load or two of laundry maybe while you're out at the beach. But most of us, we go to hotels, Airbnbs, hostels, and places that don't have washers and dryers. Now, a lot of you have suggested doing your laundry in the sink. Again, it takes time. I'm having to bring laundry supplies, the detergent or, some way to hang my clothes up for them to dry. And I'm having to wait on them to dry. To me, I feel like that's a waste of time. I don't like doing laundry when I'm at home, let alone when I'm on vacation. That's the last thing that I want to do. So instead, I just bring extra clothes and don't worry about laundry until my vacation is over with. I hope these tips will help you think about ways that you waste time while you're on vacation, and hopefully you won't be wasting time in the future. If you have any comments, and I'm sure you will about the laundry, feel free to leave those below. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And I look forward to seeing everyone in the next video. Bye!